Jody.
What is up, Mr. Espey and everybody? Welcome to a special prime time edition of the Can-Am Connection. He's Ryan Espey. I'm Jody Williams. Everybody, welcome to the show. And before we kick things off, please do not forget to like and subscribe. But before we get to the meat of things, the meat and potatoes of the show, my man, how are you feeling now?
I'm pretty rough. I got to be honest. I went down to Texas, as we know.
Yeah.
I pulled with Robbie Burnett. I felt like I found a lane against him. And I got a video coming out on my other channel next week. Friday next week. Actually, it's Friday of this week. It's coming out. I got my arm wrestling or my real estate channel.
Oh, okay.
Where I do like a fitness thing where I'm talking about it. And then I kind of predict what's happening with my preparation, all this stuff. And I talk about the travel challenges and how every time this has happened to me, I've injured myself. It's almost like a prediction show of what actually happened.
Yes.
So we go on there and we go down there. I have a nightmare travel day. I have to fly through Phoenix instead of Toronto. It's a much later flight. I get there at 2:00 in the morning. I get settled in, eat some McDonald's, get up, go arm wrestle. It was ridiculous, man. So I'm pulling with Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
His hand and wrist feel like iron. So I found a lane with the press. And actually I had success with it in match number 1. Unfortunately, my elbow came off the front of the pad. That was my second foul. So I foul out of match 1. And Tim Talmadge is there coaching me. He's telling me, like, that looked good. Like, go back to that, but set up over here a little bit. So I come across the pad. I'll do it with my left arm. I come across, and while I'm pressing down, and I did it once. He fouled. They called him on a foul. I believe we ended up in – no, we weren't even in the strap, I don't think.
No.
My memory's foggy. But – he fouled, so we got restarted, and I did it again, and I actually managed to pin him, and then I got that zipper sensation, like somebody unzipping a coat real fast, like zzz, and I knew exactly what happened, and it was my tricep. So I come back, I get ice on it right away. I've obviously got to bow out of the match.
Right.
I bow to the left arm, which I should have pulled because I pulled those guys after with my right arm dangling, and it was no problem. But, yeah, can I say the match ended 1-1, but officially Robbie wins the match.
I saw that lane and
go ahead.
I was just saying because I was talking with Tim, and he told me what happened. I was like, no way. And I was running errands and that kind of stuff, so I didn't get a chance to see it live, but I saw the live feed. I just had to go back and see it.
Well, so, I'm going to show you something, Jody, because anybody that doubts like that this is a serious thing, I just want to show you guys this one time. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
That's what my arm looks like today.
There it is, folks.
That's a full rupture of the tricep. It's even bruised on the other side, and there's just an absolute ton of swelling throughout there. So it's
so let me ask you this, and I wonder, because this question has been going on in my mind the whole entire weekend and all week. So is it something that you're not used to doing? Like, how often do you actually press anybody?
Man, not that often, but I have strong triceps. Like, my bench is probably still at least in the 4s. Like, I mean, I haven't focused on it for years. I used to have a 600-pound bench.
Right.
And I do a lot of jam press and stuff. So, I mean, my triceps should have been strong. I was just full of – all I can say is I felt like I was full of inflammation from travel and all that stuff. And just zoop, and it was gone. And I don't know. I got in for an MRI today. So the results of that should be coming at some point soon.
The reason why I asked you that is I'm kind of concerned. Like you said, because of the flying, Now, when you landed, how much time did you get a chance to rest before you had to go to the venue and pull?
I got a full night's sleep, but I feel like that's not enough. I needed like a day before that. And I said that when I got back from the UK, when I hurt myself against KOTT. I said the same thing. I should be flying in on a Thursday, having a full day to acclimate, and then arm wrestle.
The reason why I said that is because, hence why we're on the show now in the evening on a Thursday, because I got this new county job. So right now I'm going through training. So it's these wackadoo days and stuff. Starting April 8th, we'll get back on the main schedule. We'll be having our deal. But because of this new job, and I got this 64-man Super Series tournament coming up in March in Colorado. So originally I was scheduled to fly into Denver, arrive on that Friday, the 1st, 5:50, get my rental car, drive up 45 minutes north to the host city. Well, that day I got training, so I can't do that. So now I'm scrambling, going, oh, damn, I'm not going to be able to do that. And I don't want to miss, the tournament, but I don't want to miss, this new job and training. It's a county job. I need to do this. So my wife and I are scrambling, and I'll finish the story so we can get on with the show and our topic. But long story short, I had to change my flight if I was still going to make it. So now I have to get off work at 10 o'clock that night, Friday night, drive up to Portland, overnight in Portland at a hotel, and then 5 a.m. is where, I leave PDX. Now, remember, Bend, Oregon, where I'm at, and PDX are 3 hours apart. So I should get there about 1 in the morning, maybe sooner because it's in the middle of the night. No one's on the road then. But it only gives me X amount of time to sleep. And then I got to hop on the plane. I land in Denver at 8:38, the day of the tournament that morning. So I'll probably sleep on the plane. It's going to be, wackadoo. Get my rental car, drive up north, weigh in. Hey, let's start this thing. So my point being is that when you told me that you still had inflammation and that might have caused that, I'm fucking worried now. I didn't get enough sleep. I'm going to come right off the fucking plane, into a car, go to the venue, let's pull. That frightens me.
Well, I'll tell you something. I wouldn't do it again. But, I mean, at this point in my career, it's going to be a year before this arm is in. Like, I'm probably going to have surgery.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a full rupture, I get surgery. And then it's going to be a year to recover and get it up to strength. If it's not surgery, that means it's because part of that tendon is still attached. And if that's the case, then it's going to take probably even longer. So my right arm is essentially retired.
There you go, folks.
Yeah. Even if I do get it up to strength, I'll use it to help train. Jay, there's my arm right now. Yeah, I tore my right tricep right off. So, man, it's unfortunate that that's the way it goes down. But I mean, maybe at some point I'll pull a Grandmasters class at a World Championship or something. But we'll see. It's going to be a long time before I do any arm wrestling competitively with the right arm, if ever again. And I'll just focus on the left. As far as your travel situation goes, maybe it won't affect you as much as it affected me. But
I expect at this point, I expect the unexpected, because I'm flying. Like I said, it would have been nice to fly in that Friday. That way, hang out with the guys, recuperate, get a good night's sleep. I'm gonna be fucking sleeping on the trip because my wife is coming with me as far as Bend to Portland. Because she says, I don't want you driving by yourself, getting off work, putting in an 8-9 hour shift, and then driving 3 hours, to a hotel. So she's going to drive. I'll sleep what I can in the car, power nap in the fucking hotel, get up early, fly out. I'll probably sleep on the plane. And then, it's just sleep up, walk around, sleep up, walk around. That's just not cool. And then to be mentally psyched for the match is going to be kind of hard.
Yeah. 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 So I wish you luck, man. It's I hope it all goes well.
Next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about that again before you're out of here.
Yes, we will. There is no prediction on that. It's fucking whoever. There's all kind of strategy to put in there. So
yeah. So where do you want to go now, Jody? We got lots to talk about. I mean, yeah.
Obviously, we got the king of the table, but do you want to briefly touch base on the Michael Todd Pablo match that happened over the weekend?
Yeah. I mean, I just finished watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that it's impressive that what Michael did there.
Yes, it's on the docket as far as we're going to talk about it. Yes.
Talk about it right now. We just, it's, it's kind of cool that Michael released that match, had the match and released it on his YouTube channel. Was it free or was it membership?
No, it was free.
Okay. I have a membership to his channel. So I wasn't sure.
I mean, I saw it too.
Yeah.
It fucking better be free. I mean, it was just a 17-minute video. No, it wasn't even that. I think it was like 10 minutes long. That was it.
Yeah. The only reason I ask is because, even the Arm Wars ones, when they come out, you got to be a member to the channel to see them sometimes.
They'll release what they want to release for the public, but then they'll have a separate stuff what they want to release to the members. So yeah, I do get that. But I saw Michael and I was like, I'm excited for him because I think Michael's starting to get that fire back. Because you know how Michael is, man. He gets down on himself a lot. And, when you had to take that surgery and stuff, and he had to sit on the sideline and watch everybody kind of, overlap him.
Yeah.
And I know that being the competitor that he is, I know it kind of did something to him. He could have said, fuck it, pack it all in and say, all right, I did what I had to do in this sport. I don't want to do it no more. Or once that surgery gets done and you can do this now, you can do this still, but now you can do this. When you can do that now, it opens up a lot of doors.
Yeah, Jay's making a good point about that range of motion helped them in establishing the press. Yeah, it's way harder to press when you're extended a little bit and you can't get closer. So I can see how that would be extremely helpful. The very first hit of that match, Michael tried to press and then come back out to a top roll. And then he established his King's move. But his King's move is still tighter than most King's moves. Yeah.
I'm glad for him in a sense to where, because, his next two matches is Frank Lamparelli. Is that how you pronounce his name?
That's a tough match, man.
And then he has Lars after that. So
I think Lars is tailor-made for him. I think Frank, though, it will be extremely hard for Michael to get any kind of pronation in that match with Frank.
You think so? Because that's the thing. Once Mike establishes that pronation, it is hard to get away from that. But as soon as you get him to go under, then you have a chance.
That's where I think the match is going to go. I think Frank will be dominant in the hand and wrist.
Didn't he have a match on Knuckles Up not too long ago?
Who?
Frank.
Frank just beat Matt Mask at King of the Table, I think.
That's what it was. Okay, so it was there. Okay, cool.
And he dominated in the hand and wrist.
Or was that East versus West?
Maybe it was East versus West. Yeah, It was East versus West. Yeah. Sorry, I get those two promotions jumbled up sometimes.
One promotion is blue, the other one is red. So there you go.
Yeah. And I'm looking at them right next to each other on my other screen here for when we talk about the matches coming up.
Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. And we can put a bow tie on the Michael Todd thing. I'm glad that he's doing this. I think he's doing this really selective. And I'm smartly doing that. I know some people are like, oh, it's only Pablo, yada, yada, yada. Or, how do you expect
only Pablo? I mean,
hey, Pablo's fucking badass. I'm sorry, but Michael needed that from a strength perspective. And then to go, okay, now he can fine-tune some. I'm not sure when the match is against Frank, but Michael can now fine-tune some things and then be ready for it. See, is this better? All right. He could fine tune some things, and then things will be all right. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, as far as the win, Michael's win though, I mean, it's impressive. He kind of seems like he's ready to roll. So, and he needs to be because he's got a match coming up, like
yeah.
right away.
So good job, Michael. Good job.
Says Brian Gabriel, I think Frank will take Mike's hand, but he won't be able to finish the match. Well, that's the issue. If King's move is way more effective if he has a little bit of pronation.
Mm-hmm.
So when he doesn't have that, he can be vulnerable.
And if I might add, and I want two people to respond to this. I want Jay Clean to respond to this, and I want Ryan Espey to respond to this. Now, because before, remember how I'm going to turn this way for a second and face you, Ryan. Before, when, it's hard to straighten your arm out, right? But it was also hard for him to come this way. So for him to get that move, he had to, this is where he gets all this shit about being under the table where, well, shit, if your arm can't go here, you have to go under the table to get that leverage. Now he got that fix where he can do this. You won't have to go under the table as much. Does that make any sense?
That makes sense. If you can like do some flexion in a fully loaded up position from your King's move. But I think I never thought Michael really did go under the table. And if he did, it was on the winning side. So it's within the rules.
But he won't need to, though, because now he has this now. And that was one of the big things that he got.
That's possible. Yeah, that's possible. It's unlikely because I don't think he'll be able to get flexion unless it depends on the position.
Right.
Yeah. I don't like the Frank match for him, though. I don't think it would be as far as a test goes. I think I would have rather seen him pull somebody else first.
Would you rather have the Lars match first?
Yes.
Even though it's a totally different style.
Yep. Lars is very predictable what he's going to do. And Michael will have full pronation and be able to King's move the shit out of him.
There you have it.
Yeah. That's my opinion.
There you go, guys. Oh, what's this? Jay Clinton, the only time he ever went on the table was certain matches in Wall. Yeah, that's because Wall was kind of the renegade promotion, meaning that they kind of let anything go until Arm Guys came out. Now that's the actual renegade promotion. So
yeah, that's not the off the rails promotion.
Thumbtack matches and all.
Thumbtack match. Can't wait to see when is that? I want to see that thumbtack match.
That is, I think it's the same day as Winter Blast, March 23rd.
Hey, I want to tell you, the guy that I was supposed to arm wrestle left-handed.
Yeah.
Nicholas Adams. He did have a super match. Bryce Talton showed up.
Oh, yeah, I know Bryce.
And they inserted Bryce as my replacement, and Bryce won the match.
Wow.
Yeah, Bryce's left is legit. And yeah.
Now he has the younger brother. I lost to him in the finals a couple years ago in Oklahoma. And if I would have beat him, I would have took home a big old sword, which I would have had them mailed to me because there was no way I was going to get that big ass sword on the fucking through airport security. So
he wouldn't let you check it.
Oh, that was like, hey, I want us at arm wrestling meet. Yeah, whatever, sir. Keep it moving. We're going to confiscate that. So
yeah. But Brian, yes, I did talk about the injury already. And is that Mr. Referee and Will? Is that you from Texas?
Hey.
Yeah, the man that I sat and drank beer and watched the fights with after.
And don't forget, there's a small tournament that no one's really talking about. It's also happening this weekend. It's in Montana.
Which one?
Where Ben, God, what's that name? Big Ben's taking on RVJ.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Let me pull the flyer up right quick.
Is that the one that's drug tested?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know I saved that flyer.
Jeez.
Sons of bitches. But yeah. So RVJ obviously is the headliner. Montana Underground Arm Wrestling, I think it is. But yeah, so RVJ is on there, and I'm like, dude, this is big time stuff right here. So, but yeah, so they'll be live on their channel. So you guys check it out because Jamie Shelton's also pulling Clifton Erickson.
Oh, that's the Clifton match. Yeah.
Yeah. So Josh Wilson, sorry. He's the guy to get a hold to about that. But yeah, that's gonna be an awesome match. They got all kind of shit. So yeah, guys, that's happening this Saturday too. So, but again, I'm glad.
My tournament, I canceled it, Jody. Remember that tournament I was putting on with the cash?
Yeah, what happened?
They never got me the money by the deadline. So I pulled the pin.
Damn. Yeah, Montana Armbender.
Ben Brooks. Yeah,
yes. Ben Brooks versus RVJ. Jake Houston versus Dan Groselak. John Fear. Lee Sorensen. So yes. And remember, if you follow Montana Arm Wrestling and Ben Brooks, he was the guy that pulled Todd Hutchins last year at this very event.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to have a super match with him at some point. I can't remember what arm it is, but obviously the right arm one, it won't be happening for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. or ever. All right.
Let's get down to business.
Are you ready? Do you want me to throw the invite link in the chat just to see who joins us?
Yeah, let's do that. First time for everything. First primetime edition of the KOTT Connection. Almost made a first time edition. I was gonna have a beer on the show. But I was like, I don't know. Should I do that? Should I not? I don't know.
I thought about having a glass of whiskey, but I'm trying to do something different here and, really, truly observe an intermittent fast.
Man, all I know is this.
So Diet Pepsi is what I got.
Listen, put the link out there. If they want to join, come on in. But I swear to God, Ryan, if somebody shows up, I'm going to whip some ass.
Uh-oh.
You know who.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, I'll leave it to you, but it's out there now. It's out there in the world. The link is there if anyone wants to jump in. There's obviously going to be – oh, shit. There's Nathan. How you doing, buddy?
How are you?
Hanging in there, man. Nathan was the head ref in Texas and refereed the match with me and Robbie.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
How are you, Jody?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good.
So a little tidbit for you, Jody, about your 64-man. If you win your match and Danny Gilliam wins his match, you guys will face in round 2.
Exactly. Yes, we will. He did pretty good this weekend or last weekend, didn't he?
Yeah, he's doing a lot better after having a stint in the hospital. He's feeling a lot better for sure. Good, I don't think anybody beat him right-handed at the event. So,
yeah, that's something I got to look forward to because, I don't know how much you've been following this 64-man thing, but if you win the whole thing out, right?
Don't you get a $5,000 voucher from Vitacell, right?
I think the 5,000 to become a sponsored athlete from Aries.
Right.
But
yeah,
the Vitacell is on there. That's $1,000. But thing is, though, is that to not lose one match and win the whole thing, you got to win 9 matches. Think about that for a second.
That is a lot of matches. When's the last time
you won 9 matches at a tournament?
I can't recall.
All the time.
Now, they even broke it down. Check this out. Mr. Will, check this out. If you lose your opening round matchup, then you got to win 13 times to win the big one.
Yeah, that's painful.
So, yeah, it's there's going to be a lot of strategic in this. And I don't mean the round robin version where you can lay down a few and still come back and try to get top 3. Man, we're going to see. And we have a group chat and everyone's posting videos and stuff. And
I've seen some of those videos. Trust me.
And I'm like, hey, that's impressive. But is all that going to mean anything when you're in like round 4 and you can fucking tap it out because you done build yourself up,
Well, I mean, I train with Danny 3 times a week, so I know what shape he's coming into this tournament and all that stuff. So,
yeah, not to mention the atmosphere, the altitude, that's going to play a factor too. So,
Yeah, and Danny's got a good team around him. I mean, I trained with him. Anthony Lowe trains with him, who I know you're familiar with.
Yes.
Robbie Burnett comes over and trains with him. So, I mean, he's got a bunch of people to bounce off of to get stronger on. So
I expect to meet him in the second round. He's gonna win his match. I'm gonna win my match first round.
We're hoping so. I mean, that's been the plan. And then I heard you're coming out to Fort Worth in July as well. So
yes, July 13th, I will be at the
for Greg Sharp, locked and loaded.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'll be there for that. So yeah, Texas, you'll be seeing Mr. Thunder down there.
I think Jamie's coming as well.
Yeah.
I've heard some rumors Craig Toulier is coming again.
See, there you go. Are
Corey
you going to be one of the refs?
Yeah, Greg and I spoke about it on Saturday. I will be there reffing. Yeah. So I'll definitely be there.
Awesome.
Nice.
You guys want to go through a few of these matches?
Let's do it.
We got the King of the Table number 10. Now let's start at the top this time because we might not get to everybody here. But the headliner, we should talk about that first. Vitaly Lelettin versus Dave Chafee.
Mm-hmm.
This is right-handed, yes?
This is yeah.
Last time, Vitaly went out on a stretcher last time, didn't he? Almost.
Yeah, Dave had to dig pretty deep. Dave had to dig pretty deep to win this one last time. I think everything stays the same. Dave Chafee takes the whole thing.
I disagree.
Well, I mean, I have to assume that Dave's feeling better.
Did you watch his interview today with Ray?
I didn't watch today's interview. I remember him saying that everything felt good except for his neck.
Yes. He said he can feel his hand, so that's a big thing.
Yeah.
But I think if you watch that match back, outside of the strap, Vitaly was pretty dominant because Vitaly's hand is just abnormal.
Yes. And then Dave found that press.
Yeah. If it stays out of the strap, I don't think Dave wins. If it gets to the strap, Dave has his lane. But Vitaly also has been committed to arm wrestling now. He's taken time off from work, and he's solely committed. And I think he's they said over 300 pounds now, 340 pounds or something.
Yeah, he wasn't 340 last time he pulled.
No,
it's impressive, but I gotta have some faith in Dave Chafee. I mean,
Dave's ability to just go sideways on these guys is. I mean, if you look him against Gennady, he was up 2-0 and lost. He was up 2-0 against Morozov, and Morozov found that lane to come back. So, I mean, it's definitely a high possibility that Dave just blows right through Vitaly again.
It is possible, and I will go ahead and pick Dave Chafee as the winner because
I'm saying 4-3 Vitaly. They're going to round 7.
You think they're going to Silver Bullet?
I think Silver Bullet.
Wow.
I don't think it'll go silver. I think Dave will get it 4-2.
Will it take all 6 rounds for him to win 4 times?
If he does, yes.
Because there's going to be some adjustments maybe. Just like what you said about, hey, if there's going to be a match outside of the straps, then Vitaly has that. And I think round 1, Vitaly will have that match. That's when Dave will start making adjustments, right? Get match 2, get match 3, and for some reason he'll kind of peter out. Vitaly takes match 4, so now we're 2-2, and then Dave will finish the next 2 because he's going to say, all right, now I'm going to use my press because my side press is all burnt out, my hand's fried. Go with the press because you don't really need a hand for a press.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to ask that. Is he going to have to press to win the match, or is he going to be able to stay? Is his hand going to stay good the whole 6 rounds?
Oh man,
good question.
It's a hard prediction.
Because he said he did stem cells in October and took off, and he said he's been training 7 hard weeks for this match or something like that. So he took off between October and December to let the stem cells work.
Yeah,
and then I mean, I guess it really depends on the condition of his hand coming in. If it's 100%, it's going to be a really tough match for Vitaly. But if it's not, Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
there's
a-
enough
that's a
here
rough
that it's a good one to watch. I think we're gonna probably find out exactly how the match is gonna end within the
It's
first couple here, but
it's going to be a barn burner for sure. I don't
yeah,
see any other way for that to be. There's no other way that match can be, in my opinion.
unless
The
this is
question
the. Go ahead,
What
Joe.
did Vitaly learn last time? I'm
lot.
sure he watched video over and over about him getting pressed and don't get into that spot, don't get into that lane. What has he learned? Because I'm thinking on paper, Vitaly has the longer arm,
Yep.
posting top roll at that,
Mhm.
and it's still
Well, low
didn't,
hands. Vitaly really doesn't post because he has such a long arm. He's usually set up really dumped and kind of low
Right.
hands everybody.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if Vitaly comes in and just blows through Dave Chafee, we'll know that he's getting ready for something bigger. Man, I don't know. You got those written down, Jody?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then let's talk about Matt Mask and Derek Smith.
Oh man.
I don't know who to pick.
This is
Derek has every attribute possible to win this match and make it look really easy if he pulls Matt the way he needs to pull Matt. He has a longer arm, he has a bigger hand, he's a bigger human being. If he fights center table and stays high with Matt, he should win the match easy. But if he gets sucked into trying to match and try to go inside on Matt, he's going to lose the match. I think he has to stay high, fight the high ground, and I think he goes, he posts Matt low hands. I think he wins the match pretty easy, but I don't see Derek doing that. I think he's going to try to get into a war, and it's hard to say at that point.
Yeah, you know what? I completely agree. The issue I have is that I think Derek is not going to pull him how he should pull him. And it's exactly what you explained. I think what he's going to do is keep attempting to try to pull him inside, and Matt is going to continually blowhand him and get pins. Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen. I'd love to be wrong about that, but I think that's how it goes. I think I'm probably going with Matt as a prediction on this one.
Who did Matt pull before he pulled Wagner last?
Frank Lamparelli.
And Frank posted.
Did he try to press Frank at some point?
Yeah, he had to. Frank completely took his hand. He was like this after round one.
Because Derek got a strong ass hand. If Matt wants to do something, he's going to have to be uncomfortable doing something he's not used to doing.
Yeah.
Speed wise, Matt is faster than Derek.
Yeah.
So
more explosive.
Every match is going to be in the strap. It's just going to depend on how Derek sets up, where he sets up at, and the choices he makes. Because, like I said, he has every attribute possible to win. It's just
this is one of the matches that should have happened probably a long time ago. Honestly,
I kind of like that it's happening now.
Right.
Yeah, I think that it's some stuff has gone by. You know, both guys were hot for a while, and then they were kind of on a bit of a skid. I kind of like this. It's kind of a rebuilding.
It's It's definitely a good time for this match to happen because Derek's coming off a win. Matt's coming off a win.
Yeah, and Matt just won a left-handed match last weekend, but I mean, it was supposed to be against Mike Gould, and it ended up being against Sean Crowther, which is one of Matt's training partners. So I don't know how exciting we should have expected that one to be. I know the promoter was calling around trying to get people to come and pull Matt left. It was a left-handed match.
Oh, yeah. if you weren't busy.
Matt looked good against Grundy left-handed. So
they called me on the Thursday before I flew to Texas and asked me to come to Alberta and pull Matt.
Hey, you probably wouldn't have had a torn tricep though.
Well, Jay Clean, he had a family emergency or a family commitment that was very important that came up suddenly. That's what I'll say about that. He had to go somewhere else.
I'm going 4-2. I'm going 4-2 Derek. I think he pulls him wrong, makes a mistake early, and then figures it out late. That's my guess.
Okay, I think I'm going to go 4-0 Matt.
6-0. Remember, they pull all 6.
They have the option, right?
Yeah. But I think both of them would pull it.
They probably would. Would it be serious though? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm going Derek 4-2.
All right, so I'm different from both you guys here.
Yeah.
That's right. We got to have some other stuff going on. Now, we got that one. I'm going to go out of order here because I don't think these are in the order of how important the match is. And I'm going to throw one at you. And this one's a little bit interesting to me because it's two guys. And as soon as I say this, you'll know who I'm talking about. They don't necessarily have the biggest arm wrestling pedigree. But one guy has 46,000 YouTube followers. And the other one has 347,000 YouTube followers. So the match is big time in that sense. You have a huge audience for this particular match.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm talking about Auden Larrett versus the Arm Wrestling Whisperer.
Here, I'm going to say this because there's been some grumblings around, the arm wrestling community and circles and stuff saying, why are these guys on here? And
I just told you why they're on here.
Well, no, I mean, I understand
Exactly
that.
why
But
they're on there.
some people are saying, but why them? And Auden's only there because of his dad, this, that, and the other. I'm going to say this because I'm glad these guys are getting some shine because once upon a time, this guy right here, I was in that same position going to Arm Wars. Oh, yeah, Jody, he must be getting it because his YouTube followers. Or, hey, here's Jody again. He's on Monster Factory. Man, those YouTubers must be doing some good. So I understand where they're coming from. But you know what, though? For them to get the shine out there and see what they can really do, it's always good to see, okay, can you really pull, or are you just a guy who has a bunch of followers? Are you going to be a real arm wrestler? Not speaking with, Auden, but like Whisper. Are you going to be into it? Or are you going to be like Jake and Logan Paul? Whatever, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. But I'm going to just play devil's advocate a little bit because I actually think those guys, the Paul brothers, can fight a little bit. And at least one of them is taking it very seriously. In this match, you have Auden, who obviously, he's from his father is the most recognizable arm wrestler on the planet. And the Arm Wrestling Whisperer, who, the general public, he's also a very recognizable face. And Auden, of course, is, he's got some talent.
He just won the high school, his provincial area high school stuff, last year, didn't he?
Yeah, and I'm sure he would be a national champ very soon, like if not just in the youth classes, but in the adult classes, I'm sure he's got what it takes to do that, very quickly. He's just on a bit of a fast track here, but I mean, you can't deny that the guy has a following. He's got more YouTube followers than 99% of other arm wrestlers.
Good for him. Good for him.
With that being said, I think it's a huge mismatch, though.
Yeah,
who do you favor? Because I don't know who to pick in this because I don't know anything about either one of them.
If you look at the size difference, Auden is just way, way, way bigger than Etienne.
He's got like a 15-pound maybe advantage, maybe 20-pound.
I think it's more than that. I think Auden's closer. I think Auden's closer to 200 pounds.
I did see the matches where Devin was kind of sparring with Etienne, and he looks like a little wee guy. Like
he's a 54 guy.
Yeah. So
I thought he was like a 76 guy.
No, he's a 54 guy.
Oh, damn.
65, 54, somewhere around that.
Yeah. I am probably thinking we're all going to agree that Auden takes the match.
I think Auden plays with him.
All 6 rounds?
All 6 rounds.
Yeah, you're probably right. And,
I say Auden 4-1.
I don't think Etienne will move him out of center. Because Etienne likes, if you watch him, anytime he's pulled, he's pretty much a pure inside puller. The tournaments I've seen, and I think Auden's hand is just going to be way bigger. He's got a much longer arm. I think he's just going to keep him out of his spot and just destroy him.
I do agree with that. The only reason why I do pick one is because maybe Auden might play with him and then go, okay, whoa.
Well, yeah, that's a possibility.
You know,
Yeah.
That's definitely a possibility, but I just don't see it being a match.
Yeah, you're probably right. But it's going to be a show. I mean,
Etienne, besides Devin's probably the most recognizable arm wrestler on the planet. Well, besides Schoolboy, right? Those
Yeah.
are your top three. I mean,
right.
so if Schoolboy was on the card, then it's like you have the top.
Yeah, that's
We're going to
everybody.
see him next.
I don't know what he's up to.
I haven't seen him in a while. I saw his brother not long ago. He came out and pulled an event that I was at. So
Yeah, that's
I
actually
haven't
his
seen
brother's channel.
yeah.
So it's his brother's YouTube channel with the following, and Schoolboy is the star of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, his brother came out and pulled was it PAL Nationals last year? Where I was at. I think he was there.
Right.
He was there. So
All right, I'm going to say pure talent-wise, this next match is probably my favorite, just on an unknown and a pure talent level. I'm talking about Rhino versus Bacho.
Is it Rhino or Reno?
Reno.
Well, I'm going to
Reno.
call him Rhino.
I mean, the way he pulls, you could. I mean, he
Yeah.
comes straight forward and straight at you.
Yeah.
Isn't this like another like way where someone's body frame is a lot bigger than the other?
Yeah, Reno's a much bigger human being. Bacho's coming up to 110. Reno's coming down to 110. Reno's last match against Machuchenko was at 115. And Reno won Worlds at 115. I think it was 115.
Yeah, so it's kind of like on paper you probably should win that, but when your last name is Saganishvili, I can't even fucking say it now.
Saganishvili?
Yes, that. When your last name is that, you know what you're doing.
I mean, so I look at it two ways. Like, yes, Reno is the bigger, and it's right-handed. So we saw Bacho at Worlds. He looked amazing. I mean, he beat Peter Gali, but then he ran into Krause, and Krause beat him left-handed. The last match we saw Bacho was against Adam Warzinski, and Adam is no joke, period.
Right.
And that match looked really easy for Bacho. But we just saw Reno pull Ivan Machuchenko with his not as good arm, theoretically. And
Bacho's on the juice.
Well, I mean, look at his jaw. I mean, he looked like a gerbil that had his mouth full of food, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. I'm going to put this out there. I want you two to say something, everybody in the chat to say something. Because, oh, yeah, there's Jerry Clean about the speed. I was just going to bring that up. We've seen Bacho when he pulled out, and it was speed.
Yeah.
Well, you speed somebody, and Reno catches that. What does Bacho have left?
Reno, I mean, if we look at Reno's right-handed match at East vs. West, look at round one, he top rolled. Round 2, he pressed. Round 3, he hooked him. I mean, he can do everything right-handed. We've only seen Bacho really go one way in a super match with Adam.
Right.
So it's can Bacho, and the way I see it is, can Bacho make the adjustment to Reno? Because Reno can go anywhere. What can Bacho do to match that?
If only because I'm playing devil's advocate, if Reno outweighs me by a fucking lot, I know I'm not going to be as powerful, so I better be quicker.
And I don't know that he is.
Yeah, that may be. Maybe.
I mean, because Reno, last I saw Bacho, it said he was like 107 kilos. So you got to figure Reno's going to weigh 110 for all of 2 minutes when he steps on that scale, and he's probably going to be closer to 115 day of. So
yeah,
you're talking about an 8 kilo difference. I mean, that's almost 20 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big difference.
Yeah. Well, what's your official picks, guys? I always go first here, but I have one in my head already.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Jody.
I say Reno 4-0.
Yeah, I second that. I actually think I think Reno presses him all 4 rounds.
Well, here is where we will beg to differ, and I will say Bacho with no score recorded, but I'm picking Bacho.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Here's the thing, too. Look how tall Reno is compared to Bacho. Bacho's not like stat. I mean, he's got a huge hand for his frame, but he's not a very tall human being. Whereas Reno is huge.
I'm putting Jay Clean. He says Reno 4-2. I'm gonna put Jay Clean on there just because.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a nice one to win.
Uh-oh.
I got you, Jay Clean. I got you down.
Hey, earlier when I said that the last match for Matt Mask was Frank, I was actually wrong because we're going to talk about this guy right away.
Oh, Wagner. That's right.
Wagner versus Tobias Sporong, and it's a left-handed match, and it has to be a left-handed match because Wagner tore. What did he tear? Something in his pec.
Yeah,
tore his pec in the match with Matt.
He's pulling again a couple weeks later,
and he's pulling.
What's his health like? Because
he was in the gym 2 days after his pec tear, training.
Yeah.
Madman. Because let me ask you this, Ryan. You just tore your tricep. I understand you can't compare a torn tricep to a torn pec. I get that, but I got to ask you. You even said yourself that you were kind of after pulling some of the guys with your left.
Yeah.
But it's a difference between after pulling and actually doing an actual match with a torn tricep or torn something on the other hand.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? There's a difference.
Well, yeah.
I can attest to it too because I tore my this bicep 4 months ago, and even pulling after not being able to hold the peg to use momentum because the way Wagner pulls, he's going to come forward, and he needs that offhand to pull into that. It's going to make a big difference.
That's interesting. I'm going to put this up here because Eton says Matt's last match was Kyle Hutchinson on the roof of MGM at Arm Wars, which will never.
Yeah, but we don't know what happened. So
why will it never be seen? Was it because it was dominant, or
no? It's something I don't know. Something happened at the MGM where none of those matches that were recorded up there can be shown. So I don't know the exact details. They haven't been released. So they actually moved everything from the MGM to somebody's house, and then had the other matches: Jablonski versus Devin.
Okay,
yeah.
Because at the house, Matt pulled Grundy.
Yeah, and beat him left-handed pretty comfortably. Well, very comfortably.
Yeah,
that's the big question. What Jay Clean said: if Wagner can establish the press, there's absolutely no way he's strong enough to hold it on. That's the thing. If
I don't think it's close, regardless if Wagner was healthy or not. Tobias Sprong is just an absolute stud.
Yeah, he's a young kid that's up and coming, and Wagner is compromised. I don't care what you say. With a torn pec, it's different because I can at least, pull with my injury without too much of it affecting my left arm. But if you have a pec, like there's some connection there all the way across. Like you're gonna, I don't know, man. Unless he's went hard on peptides for 2 weeks and he feels like $1 million, but something could happen in match number one.
I mean, Tobias, didn't he pull Barbosa? Didn't they have a war? Wasn't that left-handed?
I can't remember what hand it was, but I do remember the match.
Yeah. But Tobias is he's so fast to that spot at the back of the pad with that low hand. I just don't see Wagner being able to engage.
The only thing that I think I think if Wagner does beat him a couple of matches, it will be the first couple. Because I think Wagner might have arguably the worst stamina in anyone at this level.
Yeah. Or Wagner might pass out after the first 2 rounds.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Sporong winning, but I think it's going to be like 4-2.
Yeah, I was thinking 4-1. Tobias, I think Wagner could get the first round. Tobias kind of not figuring out the press right away and then figuring it out and winning after that. I don't see any match being long, though, between the two because Tobias is very fast and explosive, and so is Wagner.
Yeah.
I'm going to blow you guys out of the water and say Tobias 4-0.
4-0.
That's definitely
Okay.
a good possibility.
It would have blown me out of the water if you said Wagner 4-0.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly, I mean, after you tear something, you kind of go, is it worth taking this match? Say, hey, Ingen, I don't know if I can do that,
Yeah, but apparently that's not Wagner's MO. That man is crazy.
Wagner will just show up. Okay.
One more, right?
We got two.
Oh, we got is it what you call pulling? Isn't Coach Ray's pulling, and so is
Coach Ray and Robbie Karstendiak and
Yeah.
David Arabuli and
Lachlan.
Yeah.
Who's Coach Ray pulling again?
Robbie K from down in Louisiana or Mississippi. I think it's Louisiana. He's the Body Ride Robbie sponsor. He just pulled Froda at Armwars and beat Froda.
That's impressive.
Beating Froda, it doesn't matter what Froda it is. Beating Froda in general is an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, I don't know. This is another one that's.
So I've reffed Robbie. I reffed him at Louisiana State last year. He ended up he lost to Bob Brown twice. He lost to Bob earlier, and then they faced again in the finals and he lost to Bob. And Bob was literally catching him within centimeters of the pad when Robbie was hitting. So I mean, Robbie's explosive. He's strong. He's motivated. So, but if you get into a grinder with Ray, the likelihood that you come out on top is slim and none.
Yeah, this is true. He has a tendency to make a late rounds comeback.
And he's Latvian.
He is Latvian. Yeah.
I mean, he trains with one of the best teams on the planet, and Giannis and all those, and Toms and all those guys.
Sandris, all those guys.
Yeah, exactly right. So
it's my countryman right there.
It's hard to bet against Ray in this, but I could see it being an absolute war.
Upset.
It could be the match of the night for sure.
I'm going for the upset.
What's the upset?
Robbie. Yeah.
Man, I can't pick against Ray on this one. I'll say Ray.
I don't want to, but I knew you were going to pick Ray, so I'm being different.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, the first 3 rounds are going to say how this match goes. If Robbie's able, I mean, because I watched Ray at Arizona State. He pulled super hard. I was there too. Pulled super hard against Dallas. He beat Dallas Langston. He gave an absolute war to Warzinski. So I mean, Ray's no joke for anybody. So
yeah.
I mean, he's got wins over Artem.
Yeah. I
mean, he's got wins over Artem.
Before he was famous, I sat next to him on an airplane all the way to Turkey and didn't know who he was.
I mean,
really?
Yeah.
As much as I love Robbie, I could see Ray winning this. It being 3-2 going into the final round, and Ray winning the 6th round to win it 4-2, just because stamina.
Come on, Robbie. I'm pulling for you, man.
Like I said, Robbie, I consider Robbie a friend, and it's really hard to pick against him, but we don't have, based on everything I've seen between, reffing Ray and Robbie both.
Right.
Ray has faced the higher level of competition compared to Robbie, because Robbie's new into the sport, and he's really good for as new as he is. So that's why I'm picking Ray. Just comes down to experience and stuff like that, being able to make the adjustments late on in the match.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we got one left. We got Lachlan versus David.
David Arabuli.
David. Yeah.
Georgian. Trains with Levon and all those guys.
Yeah, this guy is like, man, that's a tough one for Lachlan. But I mean,
this is right-handed too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because you can't take David's last match against Machishenko because that was left-handed and that was not even a match.
Right.
And I'm trying to remember who he pulled last right-handed, but I'm pretty sure he won it. So.
Isn't Lachlan like a lot bigger than David?
I don't think that matters. I mean, if you look, Lachlan was a lot bigger than Krause.
Yeah, that's true. I think Crosby came in at 215, didn't he?
Yeah,
that match?
wasn't Crosby coming right off of Worlds or getting ready for Worlds or something at that point?
No, he got done with Worlds because
yeah, and he pulled 10. I think he pulled 100 or 105 kilos at Worlds. So I think it was 100.
Yeah.
So that's 220 to 232.
I mean, Lachlan's been getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but I just don't know that I have faith in him in this match at all.
Here, I'll put it to you this way. At what point does getting bigger and bigger start to go work against you?
Diminishing returns. I don't know if we're at that point yet, but
yeah.
Well,
I mean, I've seen Lachlan's training too. He's working on going outside more and working on his weak spots. I mean, you can see that from his training videos, which is good. But it's so hard to bet against a Georgian. Like it's especially ones that train with Irakli and Levon, right? So
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's
Joe Nelson says Lachlan has been losing weight recently.
Wasn't he like 260 or something?
Yeah,
he was big there for a while.
Big. And says he's been getting stronger since he lost weight, which is,
good. Good on him.
Jay Queen, you're killing me, dude.
Isn't Wagner like almost 360 now or something? Just ungodly big.
When Wagner was at his scariest, he was like 240 pounds.
That was when he pulled Michael.
Yeah.
Left-handed. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to go with DeVete.
I agree with you. The only way I see Lachlan winning this match is if he's just levels stronger than DeVete. And I don't think that's the case.
I got DeVete 4-1.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there, Jody.
Yeah, I think you're
I
might go as far as 4-0 on that one.
You going for the sweep?
I mean, every match is going to be in the strap because Lachlan's going to slip out with that press like he does every time. It's going to end up in the strap. So I don't think I've ever seen him not pull on the strap in super matches.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of common opponents they've had to like compare, but I cannot think of anybody.
Right. That's the rough part, so.
Well, and this is a king of the table. Typically these have been smaller cards, but this one's starting to,
It's 7, right?
There's 7 matches on this one.
Which is nice too.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's the card, ladies and gentlemen. Now,
whose match of the night though is the question, because there's 3 or 4 matches that have the potential to just be absolute.
I'm gonna say either.
I mean, I could see Robbie and Ray being one. Matt and Derek could possibly be one. Vitaly and Dave.
Yeah. Because I think Wagner Tobias is going to be one-sided. I think Reno and Bacho might be one-sided.
I mean, that could be.
Auden Whisper is going to be one-sided. Maybe Mask and I don't know. Maybe Mask and Derek Smith. I don't know.
I definitely see that could be the one that gets the most fired up because Matt's going to be just doing his typical wild horse thing, and Derek's pretty reserved until he gets to the table, from what I've seen. So, and Derek was just out here in Texas not long ago pulling too. So
he's not going to burn himself out. That he will not do that because, with Derek, he's smart enough to know that he takes these matches and he's really calculated. I'll take this match. I'll disappear for like 4-5 months, maybe even 6, and come back. So,
I mean, the only real common opponent we've seen between Matt and Derek lately is Tim Bresnan.
And that's a long time ago, and there were
that is a long time ago.
And Tim was on different spots.
Yes, 100%.
2 very different versions of him with each of those.
So it's hard to. I mean, there's really no gauge to where each person's at right now.
The question I had at the time was, could that version of Tim still be, or could Derek still beat him? And that would be the one that Matt faced.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
And I don't know the answer to that. If Derek would have subbed in and pulled him that day instead of Matt,
Tim,
would Tim have beat him? I don't know. It's he would have had a better chance than the one that Derek did beat.
And Derek beating Tim just shot him to the moon too. I mean, that's right after that he pulled Morozov, which killer.
Yeah, he got fed to the sharks there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So, any questions from the chat before we wrap this thing up? Because there was one question that somebody asked me if my tricep injury would affect my weight. And the answer is yes.
How about the tack match? Who wins that between Evan Burgoyne and Uncle John?
I'll tell you who loses. The sport of arm wrestling.
There's going to be so many false starts in that match just because it is a tag match.
Now, I'll tell you this because I asked this of Jody. Logistically, how do you make that an effective thing? Because when you have thumbtacks, if you're going to top roll a guy or even like go straight sideways with the guy, your fingers are still going to be the first thing that hits those thumbtacks.
Yeah.
So you pretty much need to turn the guy inside. Yeah. Or flop wrist press. But it really limits what you can do. And that's something that needs to
maybe they have it if you get a pin, you get to push their hand in his thumbtacks or something after. I don't know.
Who knows, man? Maybe whoever loses the match just has to take a body slam into a ring full of thumbtacks. I want to know what the how this works out.
Yeah, definitely interested to see how they modify the pads for that one.
Yeah. Or maybe there's thumbtacks in between their hands when they take the grip, and it's just a little tougher.
Oof.
Jay Clean says Beer Man versus Uncle John going to be the fucking bad. It will be the low point of the sport. Here's the deal, man. There's something for everybody, right? You know,
I don't know if you can say it's a low point. I think COVID was kind of, pre-COVID, after Wall went away, it was kind of the low point, to be fair, because there really wasn't anything going on. I mean, Vladi Tur was gone, WL was gone, there wasn't anything going. So, I mean, there was a massive lull right there, right? So,
yeah, there was. But
it's going to attract some crowd. It's going to attract the crowd, seriously, because you got to remember, people are going to watch. You want to know why? Because this thumbtack match is getting so much publicity. People are forgetting
it's overshadowing some super matches on that card, though.
Ryan Bowen is pulling Ron Bath. No one's talking about it because it's the thumbtack match.
Tom Holland and Craig Tullier has a chance to be an absolute. I mean, we saw Tom and Merlot, and that was an absolute amazing match.
RBJ's on the card too.
Yeah, RBJ. Tim Talmadge is on the card.
Yeah, so we're getting so wrapped up into the thumbtack match, and I get it, but at the same time, there's so many other matches that people kind of forget or whatever. Something's going on,
Yeah, and like there's going to be some great matches on that card. Some absolute great matches.
But well, nonetheless,
Houston Arm Jam. Dana White is behind slap fighting. All these people love freak events. Yeah, they do. They do. So yeah, you're right.
I'm sure it's a one-off. So I mean, what is it? Whatever puts asses in seats, right?
Well,
yeah, to a certain degree.
And I guess it kind of can attract both, because if you are a hardcore fan of arm wrestling, you're going to tune into that pay-per-view based on the good matches that are happening. And if you're a casual, maybe the curiosity of the thumbtack match gets you.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't even watch the event unless you're a member.
Yeah. I don't know if I can do it, man. There will be clips, I'm sure, released later on. But I mean, will that thing even be available to be on YouTube? Oh, we lost our guy.
There we go. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sure it will at some point. But
can you put that on YouTube the way it's presented without editing it?
I don't think you can, because doesn't YouTube have some like regulation against blood and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's a blood thing in there. Like, I don't know. It would have to have a rating.
I'm trying to think. Are there any other super like big matches coming up that aren't really getting put out right now? besides the King of the Table. I know there's some
Well.
pretty good. We have Tank getting ready to pull Mega Mike in Vegas.
Well, that was
so-
interesting because that happened just before. I think I was actually at the airport flying down to Texas, and I saw that get posted. Like, I've got a high level 260.
No, we were sitting at the bar, and I was showing it to you.
Right. Yeah. And then
Yep.
Tank says, "Yeah, I'll do it." And then we get the match announced.
Yep.
And here we are. Tank versus
Natalia and Nanya for like 10 grand.
I don't know if that's happening. They're talking about how Nanya is all of a sudden not communicating anymore. He's, falling off the radar. And I can't believe I'm saying that name on this show because I didn't know who he was until I tuned into 98% one night.
Don't forget a couple other super matches up there too. Oh yeah, he's pulling. Yeah, Jeff Dave.
Yep, Uncle John, Jeff Dave.
How's that one go?
Is that going to be that obviously is a left-handed match?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeff's coming off a loss to
Jason Constantini. Yeah. I think John gets him. I think John's too strong right now. He's really upped his game, and he's looking thick. And let's face it. I mean, Jeff Dave is a giant, freaky guy, but how old is Jeff now? He's like almost 60, isn't he?
He's over 50. Yeah, he's in his 50s, I believe.
It'll be an interesting match. Joe and Nelson are the best. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and John's a much bigger human being than Jeff too. I mean, Jeff is not a tall guy.
No.
I mean, he just has that ginormous hand and wrist and forearm, but like,
Jay Quinn says he's 62.
And like, I honestly think John's just a better arm wrestler than Jeff too.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be able to, even if he does lose a round or two, I think he'll be able to make the right adjustments to beat Jeff.
Yeah.
Agreed. I just don't think it'll be, no offense to Jeff, it just won't be a match. And maybe, John needs this as a, hey, this is what I'm going to do. So, all right, cool. Now I'm going to go ahead and get ready for Beer Man. And then Tom Stubblebine's been barking at Uncle John. They've been kind of going back and forth. And, so, yeah, there's that.
I don't get that call out, man. I mean.
Come on, Mr. Will. You live in Tom Stubblebine in the state. Tell me.
I've reffed Tom. I've reffed Tom several times, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So
I mean, I reffed him at the Locked and Loaded last year. It's when Anthony Lowe beat everybody left-handed pretty easily, to be fair. Yeah. And then he went on to California to do really well too. I think he finished top 5 or something left-handed. And that was right off having his he had a tendon in his elbow reattached. So
I'm hoping come July I get a little revenge on Mr. Anthony Lowe.
Well, I will tell you, Anthony he's bigger right now. He's trying to stay heavier to get ready for that Ayers super heavyweight round robin.
I'll tell you what, Jody, he looked thick.
He's about 260 right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I swear to you, he's about 260 right now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Anthony.
And he will cut to 40. He's going to cut to 42, but he really doesn't have anything till the end of the year. That thing that Ray Jenkins is putting on. For 220s. Yeah.
Yeah, that's whew, man.
Yeah. Anthony Lowe is strong at 220. Imagine now.
Yeah, I pulled him on Sunday with bands on, and it felt unreal. Like I had 2 bands, one around his pronation, attacking his pronation, and one just attacking his arm. And I still had to use assistance to stop him from just throwing me to the pad. So,
Ryan, could you highlight Houston Arm Jam?
You sure you want me to, Jody? Are you sure you want me to?
Uh-oh.
Man, because I didn't even know this.
What is this? I'm scared now.
Oh, there it is. Where is it going here?
Yeah, go back up. Yeah, so I didn't even know there was a call out. Didn't know.
Don't waste your time, Jody.
I didn't even realize this was a thing.
It depends on how much money's on it.
Does he understand I'm at 233 right now?
He can't even come close to beating you. So unless he's got like in the thousands of dollars to offer you to pull him, don't even waste your time.
Between him and, and I've been getting tagged by David Cutlow or whatever.
Oh yeah, AW guy. Yep.
in all his videos. I'm like going, why do I keep getting tagged in?
Well,
I think he tags everybody.
We have somebody named Vala Penis trying to get into the room. No, thank you, sir.
What's up, Benji Mac? How you doing? But yeah, I don't know. Marketing.
But yeah, I'm sure Anthony will be at the Fort Worth event, Jody, so you can have a chance to get some revenge. I'm sure he'll be in the 42 class.
Good Lord, he's bulking up for the Super Air Super. Like, man.
Yeah, I mean he's planning on pulling it, and I mean he's like what he lacks in strength with some people, he just makes up for in table IQ and just ability to beat them in setups and stuff like that.
Right.
He's definitely tricky.
We pulled in the finals at the
I'm
WSA.
familiar. Yeah, I'm familiar.
Are you familiar how the match went?
Yep.
Okay.
Nope, I am.
There's a story behind that, Espey.
What's that?
That match with Anthony Lowe and myself.
Well,
so
let's hear it.
The was it top 6? It paid out the top 6. So Anthony and I were like, we had like a I don't even want to say it because people might take that comment and run with it, but it was a sudden, we'll call it a sudden death. I don't want to call it another term of it. Yeah, it was like a sudden death match, right? To determine, who takes 6th and 7th or 5th and 6th or whatever. I think it might have paid to 5th place. And so we get called back up there, and left-handed. And we get there, we slip, we get into the strap, and I got elbow fouled once, I believe. Either he did or I did, I can't remember. But Chris Collins is the head ref. So we're strapped up. I'm ready to go. Ref said go. I take off. Boom! And made the pin. There's a guy from California. Forgot his name. He's the down ref. Got him here, and I brought it back up, and he didn't make the call. I'm thinking, what are you looking at? So, of course, one thing you don't want to do is that you don't stop until the ref says stop. But I'm like, that's a pin, and then Anthony pulls me back. So I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? So, of course, storm off stage. Fuck this. This is bullshit. Yada, yada, yada. I'm saying that off the stage, on camera, through the audience, out to the front. I'm sitting up there. I'm just like pissed. Wife comes out. Hey, calm down. You remember, you can't be doing all that kind of stuff. So it was like, I would love to see. That's the thing about the World Arm Wrestling, series of arm wrestling, because you can't see footage. I would love to see the footage. I thought I got him. If I didn't have his hand below the pin pad, something. But we'll have to wait and see how that all worked out. But yeah,
season 1 is on Tubi now. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Season 1 is, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait to see season 2. So I'm like, I would really want to see how that all played out. Did I really get him, or I thought his fingers went below the pin pad? But nonetheless, nothing against him, nothing against Anthony. But yeah, I was just like, you shitting me? So it's one of those things where you kind of want to do it again,
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you get to pull Danny in round 2. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because that guy is very tricky, and you can't underestimate nobody, especially Danny.
And he's only about 215 right now, maybe 220.
We got some lighter guys in there too. So we got guys still trying to cut weight to make 242. And then you got the other spectrum where you got guys who are like 210, 215.
So Danny, when he got really sick, most people don't know, but he got down to like 195 pounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was really light. And he went and pulled, still sick, he went down and pulled Texas State. Still very, very sick, and did really well, even in as bad a shape as he was. So, yeah,
wow.
He's one of those guys that'll pull every weekend and has the gas tank to do so too. So,
and that's the key, gas tank. That will be the key in this thing. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Next Saturday, yep. And then what? Right after that's the Arm Gods, which, like I said, there are
That's-
certain matches I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
A week
March
or two after
23rd.
that. Yep.
Oh man.
Mainly the Tom Holland Toulier match.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to see if Holland can stop Craig's hit, because it's not the first hit with Craig; it's the second, the third, the fourth.
Right. The constant, the repetitive.
Yes.
Hey guys, we got Stephanie Spencer trying to come in the room, but there's nobody on the screen, so I think it's a trick.
I could text her right now. You trying to come on the show? We'll know this.
But Ryan, back to your match with Robbie. Yeah, round 1, you guys did go on the straps.
Yes.
You slipped. Unfortunately, you didn't get the fouls in round 1, and then round 2, we had, I believe, it was round. Yeah, you came off the front of the pad on the press on the start of round 2, and then you did get it on the second restart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that zipper. Trust me, it was not a nice sound.
Yeah.
So, and I spoke to a bunch of referees, fellow refs, Leonard Harkless and some of the WAF guys that I know, and none of them have ever, and Leonard's been doing this forever. We all know that. And he said this is the first time he has ever seen a tricep let go.
Yeah. Wow. I guess that makes me a pioneer.
Yeah. I was like, this is insane. He's like, yeah, I've never seen this before. So
yeah. Well, I had the MRI today, so we'll find out.
We'll definitely keep me in the loop on how that goes.
Sure.
So
yeah. All right, gents, it's time for me to jump off of here, so we'll do this again. Jody, are we doing the same time next week?
Oh my God, I gotta find out. I think
you figure it out and you let me know.
I think so. I mean, primetime edition. I don't know. I think so. We'll have to say. If not,
I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe Wednesday. I don't know. No, that goes against Paul Italia's guys.
We'll have to see whose picks were right.
Yeah, that's maybe Tuesday, prime time.
I'm curious. I want to know how I did.
Yeah.
I'll let you know what my schedule is, and then we can do it again. And I just don't want to wait till Thursday after all the picks and everything. Everybody done talked about it, but I think I got the same schedule for next week also. But
Houston. I love Houston. I love Houston Arm Jams chat. Ryan leaves the pressing to Jerry. Where is Jerry?
I don't know.
Like,
he should be the one facing Vitaly instead of Dave again.
Yeah.
Or maybe Jablonski. Because Jablonski's press looked real nasty left-handed.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. All right, guys. We gotta get out of here. Thanks everybody for jumping in.
Been a pleasure.
And, hey, thanks for joining us on the show.
Stephanie Spencer, if that really is you, I apologize, and make sure you come in next week, and we will prioritize you getting into the room too.
Yeah,
all right, guys, take it easy.
Take care.
Later.
So long, everybody.